welcome back to another Just.zj YouTube video. I'm your girl ZJ, and today we are commenting on Beyonce's Black is King that was just released on Disney Plus. You guys, I'm so excited to talk about this. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Please share, subscribe. If you haven't, hit that post notifications button to keep up with all things Just ZJ. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So today we're talking about Black is King, and I know all lives matter people out there. I know this one pissed y'all off, baby. No, this one pissed y'all off because Beyonce came out with a vengeance. I know y'all are thinking, oh, Black is King. Oh, she's saying they're king. If a white person would have did this, talk about white is right or something, we would be racist. Listen, first of all, y'all all lives matter people, cut that out. This is something that's needed for the culture. Absolutely needed for the culture. It's a celebration. It's a love. It's an honorship, an appreciation for all the things that is Black, that is dark, that is us. We have been trained to hate Black, but it's one of the most beautiful textures out. Black comes with so much culture, so much embrace, and I love it. So she did an amazing job on this video, from the narrative, which is based off of the Lion King narrative, to the imagery and the symbolism in this, to the guest, the cameos and the guest appearances who she worked with. She brought, so not only did she bring so much money to Black families, she employed hundreds and hundreds of Black people. And if you don't like Beyonce's music or whatnot, that's one thing. But nobody can sit here and deny how powerful Black is King is. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. But let's watch the little trailer real quick together. I'm gonna throw the trailer in there.
Who were formed by the heat of the galaxy. What a thing to be both unique and familiar. To be one and the same.
Boom. But yes, let's get into talking about this whole thing and everything that I loved about it. It was freaking amazing. Loved it. I'm here for it, B. I loved it. Yes. So I have to give a huge shout out to Disney for doing this. Cause unfortunately, Disney, we know y'all ain't always been on the Team Chocolate side. But shout out to Disney for partnering with Beyonce to do this visual album. It was a visual album, and the storyline was centered around the Lion King. So huge shout out to them for that. Oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed. I watched it twice on Disney Plus because they filmed for a very long time all over the world, Africa, everywhere, Paris, to the States. It was an amazing creative album. So for all the creators out there, it has done wonders. I just love how she really used this to bring forth true art, true history, true creativity. Beyonce, you never ever cease to amaze me, ma'am. You never cease to amaze me. So she did the Black is King visual album, and other visual albums we know Beyonce has done. She did her self-titled album, was a visual album. Lemonade was a visual album. And then she also did Homecoming last year with Netflix, and now she done brought it all back home. I love how each one of Beyonce, like her later projects in life, have not been the mainstream ideologies, and she's really been giving culture, and it's not just American, black, African American culture. She's bringing black history to us. I cried watching the video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bag of water, and I cried almost everything Beyonce do. I went to the Lemonade concert when she had that tour, cried. I'm always crying. But, and Beyonce shit's gold to me. I'm one of them people. I'm Beehive all day. I'm one of the people who, if Beyonce put it out, I'm all the way on it, and I'm going to smack you if you say something different. Outside of my bias of loving her, I think that this visual album, honestly and truly, was what we needed for our culture. It's so sad because growing up, I always had this negative image of Africa. It's from just TV. I didn't know anything about Africa. The only thing I knew was what they put on me in the media, and that was, you know, in the arms of an angel. For 25 cents a day, you could feed a little black boy or girl. That was the image of Africa that I had growing up. And then also, not on top of that, I just had such a negative connotation with being black, with being a dark-skinned woman, with the whole, oh, you cute for a dark-skinned girl. And so I appreciate Beyonce, one, coming forth and doing this whole celebration, this love, this ownership of black skin, black art, black history, black culture, like all of it. And it was amazing. Black is King was a visual album, and it was a companion piece to The Lion King. I have a tattoo that I've been trying to get for a year. I've been looking for the right designer, and it's a Lion King tattoo. Because I'm a huge Disney buff, huge Disney fan. I'm a big kid at heart. So I love The Lion King. And so watching this visual album, I love what she did with the story. I love how she took this story and formulated it into such a beautiful form of art. From videographers, it was just cinematically beautiful. The photography, the videography, the makeup, the costume designs, even just the formations of how people were lined up in this representation, it was beautiful. Like, there's no other way for me to say it other than it was freaking beautiful. Back to what I was saying about being a film student, being a dark-skinned woman. People do not know how to properly light and highlight black skin to bring it forth on camera. I know we've seen so many different photographers take pictures, and the black people are drowning out because they don't know how to properly light us. As an artist, I can appreciate this on such a high level. As a black person, I can appreciate this on such a high level. And as a black woman, it's done so much. She killed this shit, man. She killed it. So there was a line in this that stood out to me. And it said, our brothers and sisters are walking around with crowns in their back pocket because of a system of repression. And it also went on to say, there is a reason why they have tried so hard to make us forget our history. And I've seen some backlash in the media, people saying, oh, because she has, like, the representation and the symbolism that was in this. If you know history, it was a lot of history in this 1 hour, 15-minute long visual album. Now, yes, very long visual album. I know Michael Jackson is up there talk about, well, damn, y'all did all that shit, talk about me for a 13-minute video. This right here, what is this, B? So she came out with a very long visual album, and if you are not a huge Beyonce fan, because I'm a huge Beyonce fan, so I can sit there and watch anything she put out. But if you're not a huge Beyonce fan, I would suggest that you maybe watch this in, like, pieces, maybe like 30-minute segments. It's very good. It's something that can be watched all the way through. But in order for you to properly digest it and get all that she's given, I would watch it in segments or watch it a few times because I had to watch it twice. When they said in the video, there's a reason why they try so hard to separate us from our culture. And I'm seeing that she's getting backlash from people like, oh, because everybody want to still, if you still out here saying Beyonce and Illuminati and all this other stuff, like, cut it out. Cut it out. But she's getting all this backlash because people are like, she's devil worship. She put, she references to a lot of things. She has some African deities in there, like the one with the horns and the cow skins. That's an African deity. She referenced the Orisha, which are African ancestors. She's always referencing to the Orisha and the African ancestors. If you pay attention to Beyonce, the major Orisha that she references to is Oshun, who is the ancestor who represents fertility. Oshun is the river goddess, and as you can see in this piece, she plays on this idea and this symbolic sense of water. Even when it opens up, you see this image of the Nile. She has a song called Water in this. She's dipping things in the water. She's at the shore. She's on the riverbanks. She's taking water to use, like, it's throughout this whole visual album. And water is like the representation of rebirth, fertility, creativity. Water represents all of that.
Water signifies life. Water signifies purity. Water signifies hope. And water signifies the ability to be reborn.
And she has a lot of other symbolic things in the video, but she's literally teaching us of our heritage that has been stripped away from us for so long. It says in it was like, when you have had your heritage stripped away from you for so long, sometimes you start to think it doesn't exist or you don't matter. And the American system has taught us that our history began with Egypt and then slaves. They want us to believe that we went from Egyptian pharaohs to slaves. Like nothing in between, no other history. They're like, we'll give you Egypt, we'll give you Egyptian pharaohs, and we're gonna whitewash Nefertiti and all the other ones. And slavery, yeah, that's really all you need to know. But we have such a rich and beautiful history and culture, and I love how she highlighted that in this video. It was amazing. It gave me such a sense of pride. Again, my representation of Africa was not this, and I feel like generations coming up behind us, those children that get to see this on TV, they get to see a whole different light, and the representation is what we need. The representation. I can't say that enough times, how much we need that. And she did that for us in this video. What else? Because this was just on fire. I don't got not one bad thing to say. One, I ain't never got no bad thing to say about Beyonce. And if you got something bad to say, mind your business. Mind it. If you got something nice to say, then we're going to chiselly chat it up. But not only did she do this representation, but the people she had in this performance, just to name like some honorary mentions, she had Kelly Rowland. We had almost a small little Destiny Child's reunion. She had Childish Gambino, Lupita, Naomi Campbell, Pharrell Williams. Of course, her husband, Jay-Z, was in it. Like, Blue Ivy. She had the kids, Sir and Rumi. And she actually did a dedication to Sir in it. At the end, it's just beautiful how she brought all this together. And I feel like the number one thing that I get from this is legacy and history. And she says in the video that our history is our future, or your history is your future, which is very true. You know, the saying goes, those of us who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. And this did it for me. Oh, it did it for me. So the legacy and history, herstory is so important. Even in this video, in this visual album, she says, well, she had some sound bites from men, and men were saying how the female form, the woman, is such a huge component to becoming a man in manhood, and how they learned so much more about their manhood from women than they did from men. America has beaten the man down and demasculized our black men so hard. But I think that it's us as black people, if we come together and we can get such an appreciation and a love for each other and for ourselves, we really have no limits. And the tattoo I want, and the thing that is major about this from Lion King, is the remember who you are. I want a remember who you are tattoo. Because I have a few scriptures. I have an ankh on my back. I'm very huge into the African culture. I'm into African culture because it is my culture. And so I have an ankh tattooed on my back, and the ankh is the Egyptian symbol for life. I have a Nefertiti tattooed on my side, and each one of these tattoos has various different things of symbolism in it. Pyramids, the Eye of Ra, the dung beetle, different things, rubies. It has, each one of my tattoos has huge symbolism in it. And along with those, I have like the scripture on my back, Proverbs 8:35, for whomever finds me finds life. That goes with my ankh, the symbol for life. I feel like there is an issue that Christianity has done to us, and I'm a Christian. Again, Proverbs 8:35 is on my back. And however, we have been taught to believe that if we believe this one thing, we can't believe this other thing because they go against each other, and that's not true. The idea of teaching love, the idea of teaching compassion, and the idea of teaching knowledge and education. Seek the knowledge. It's not going to come from your classrooms, even if you're going to a university, even those of us who are blessed to be able to take something like African American Studies, because I was an African American Studies minor. That's still, they still do not give you the whole. Take the time to seek knowledge on your own. Black is king. Black is king. I could talk about this all day, y'all. We could go into this all day. I want to know what you guys think about it. If you've seen it, let me know how you feel about it. I absolutely loved it. I could watch it over and over again. So that's the video today, you guys. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna make sure you check it out, even if you got to get your free trial of Disney Plus just to watch it. Everybody needs to watch it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Get my subscribers up. I love you guys so much. I'm always here doing this out of love, and I appreciate the support. And let's just be out here and doing our thing. Stay creative. Be blessed. Be great. And I'll see y'all next video.